Hello my friends, and welcome back to the channel. Before we begin, I've hidden a secret word somewhere in the video. Your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to find the word along with the timestamp. Then drop it down below in the comment section. And the first 3 people to comment the right information will get a shout out in the next video. The last video's secret word was pumpkin. Well done to the first 3 people who commented the right information. Their names are Chubby Bun, Candy Kretz 8526, and Dwayne Newstead 3282. Well done, and thank you for watching the video carefully and finding the word. Now, keep your eyes open and good luck for this video. Let's begin. The evil beneath. For our first case, we're joining a young family from the States. Mum and Dad of 6, Sarah Ann and Joshua Dean. Now, as you scroll down their page, it becomes apparent that their account has nothing to do with the paranormal. They're a young family trying to make it. Having 6 kids is no easy task. Mum Sarah and Dad Dean have to both take it in turns working full-time jobs. Their TikTok account reflects their everyday struggles, their day-to-day life, the good times, the bad times, and the family moments in between. But one night, on the 21st of February 2021, something happened that shook the family to the core and left them stunned and scared in their own home. At 11:37 in the middle of the night, one of their youngest children, Emma, was watching a cartoon because she couldn't sleep, when suddenly she heard something from under the bed. So she started to look under the bed, and she was heard talking. As the song plays in the background, Emma can be heard saying what as she kneels on the carpet to look underneath the bed. But just then, it looks as if Emma crawls under the bed. But if you look carefully, something else is happening, and it becomes apparent quite quickly that something very sinister is afoot. Emma gets dragged underneath her own bed by something unseen, and she starts calling for her mum to save her. But because the music is playing in the background, and also because mum is tired from work, she doesn't hear her straight away. The following scenes might upset some people. It features the audio of a child in distress, and it is some time before mum comes to the rescue. Also, it becomes apparent quite quickly that something is haunting Emma, and it resides under her bed. Watch. So the scene starts with Emma noticing something underneath her bed. Because music's playing in the background, it's hard to make out what's being said. But as Emma kneels down and looks underneath the bed, you can hear her say what. Just then, she goes under the bed a bit more, but then, all of a sudden, something either scares her or hurts her because suddenly she starts calling for Mummy. Then, with her legs kicking, something pulls Emma under the bed. She could have easily just scooted backwards to get out, but I think something under her bed pulled her and scared her, and she couldn't move. And later, you even get to hear its voice. Then, for the next 60 seconds, you hear Emma crying under the bed alone. This part even got to me, and a lot of people in the comments were very angry at the mum for not coming to Emma's rescue a lot sooner. Even though it was only 60 seconds that Emma was crying, to me and to everyone else in the comments section, it felt like a lot longer, with every second of Emma crying feeling like a minute. I know this might upset some people, and it's not my aim to upset or to anger you. It's just, I felt like it was important to try to feel some resemblance of what Emma went through, all alone, under the bed, with God knows what next to her. In Mum's defense, there was music playing in the background. Also, both parents work split shifts, so it might have been hard to hear or hard to wake up. But that didn't make it any less easier watching it. Also, at the time, Dad was working. And finally, after the longest 60 seconds, Mum comes to the rescue. Later that night, her dad asked her why didn't she just slide out from under the bed, and all Emma kept saying was that he was hurting her. They didn't get any more information out of her at the time, and to be honest, she had already suffered enough.
Hey guys, just want to update. I'm just getting home from work. I'm with her now. She's so tired. She didn't get any sleep. I don't know what to do. I've never had this happen. Alright, baby girl. So any advice would be great, and thank you.
Now, I want you to watch and listen very carefully to the next short clip. Again, we're looking at CCTV from Emma's room. It's now the following day, just before noon. When I press play, a few seconds go by, and then you hear the footsteps of Emma as she walks into the bedroom. All of a sudden, you hear a very loud voice say something. It sounds like a male's voice, and whatever it's saying, it's in 5 syllables. I've zoomed in on her mouth, and it's definitely not Emma's voice. Also, her parents confirmed it, and Dad even said the last 2 words of the voice sounds like it's telling Emma to lie down.
So everyone keeps saying that she's going after a toy, but what toy could you be going after? Nothing.
Over the next week, things got worse, and strange, scary activity persisted, and always around Emma. Something pulls Emma's left leg, trying to wake her up. So Mum and Dad started letting Emma sleep with them at night, in the hopes that will stop the paranormal activity from happening. But it didn't. Watch.
Okay. Hey.
Alright guys, hey. So I just caught something else on camera. Oh, God. That's got my heart pounding, man. This shit's real. And it's getting real fast.
In the following clip, Dad is at work, so it's just Mum and Emma asleep in the bed together when strange paranormal activity is caught on camera. I'll play it through first for you, and let's see if you can spot anything strange, and then we'll analyze it after. Watch. So as you can see by the time, it's 2:17 in the morning, and Mum and daughter are sleeping. Mum's lying on the bottom of the screen, and Emma is lying here. And next to Emma is her baby doll toy. Suddenly, there's movement. Emma's baby doll toy is moved a bit, and then Emma quickly throws her arm over it, as though she's holding on to it to stop someone or something from taking it. But then, unbelievably, the t-shirt that Emma's wearing is pulled behind her, making her arm move off her toy. As the t-shirt is stretched back, you can actually hear the sound of the fabric as it's let go. Then you hear whispering coming from somewhere in the room. Emma must have heard it too and gets up to look around. Then you hear something whisper, "Hey." It's clear that something was definitely targeting Emma, and whatever this something is, it definitely was evil. Some people in the comments section advised Dad to throw away Emma's baby doll toy, saying that the doll was the reason for the activity. And they might have been onto something, because on another night, they captured this. Watch. The copy's not great, but once again, Emma's having problems sleeping. She's lying down, holding a doll, when suddenly she gets up and adjusts the doll so it's facing her. And yet again, in another unbelievable capture, the eyes of Emma's doll can be seen glowing. Now, Emma's dad was just as stunned as everyone else and said that the doll's eyes couldn't light up like that. Also, just as the eyes light up, for a split second, the doll's head turns towards Emma as if it's looking at her. So, do you think the doll is haunted? Let me know down below. After this, the family, according to Joshua, saged the whole house. But all that seemed to do was anger the spirit, because 2 days later, at 6 o'clock in the morning, something started to hit the camera, which was mounted on the wall. By my counting, the camera was hit about 28 times. We know this because every time the camera was hit, it moved a bit. Also, if you look at where the camera started at the beginning of the clip to where it ended, you can see that the camera has shifted quite a bit. So the weeks and months that followed was pretty much the same. Paranormal activity, fear, and doubt. The activity started to have a negative impact on the family, and unfortunately Mum and Dad started fighting a lot, and sometime later they got a divorce. Sarah Ann moved out of the home and took the kids with her, leaving Joshua all alone. Sometime after, Joshua got a medium in to cleanse his house, and he said it worked. The activity completely died down, and after a while, the paranormal activity that started that cold February night was forgotten about and withered away, unfortunately, just like Sarah and Joshua's relationship. If you want to watch their other videos which I didn't have time to show, or if you want to show your support, then jump on over to his account. The name is on screen. But don't forget, when you get there, to tell him the Dark Knight sent you. Thank you. The doll with the tooth. For our next case, we're joining a woman called Jennifer Harris, who, in her spare time, breathes new life into old worn-out things like clothes, footwear, and dolls. Her passion is to find old objects that people throw away and to revamp them and sell them on. One day, she saw this doll at a local thrift store and bought it. The plan was to clean it up, repaint it, and to sew some new clothes, then sell it on. But once she got back to the car, something felt wrong. She said it felt really strange, and once closer inspection, she noticed that the doll's lips had been painted in blood. She went back to the thrift store and asked the cashier if there was any background information on the doll. But all the cashier knew was that the doll was presented as a haunted doll. There was no other information other than that. The doll felt wrong to Jennifer, so much so that she never even brought it into her home. The more she looked at the doll, the worse she felt, from the lips that were painted in blood to the hand-stitched clothes. And the worst thing about the doll was the way her mouth would draw you in. Also, another strange thing about the doll was that she had one sharp fang that would shapeshift and move right before your eyes. So one day, Jennifer decided to record it. Watch.
I tried to shine my light in the best I could. I was very shaky because it was dark and I was scared.
In her mouth with light.
And I tried not to show it.
That's how we've gotten all
But
the
you'll
other
see.
pictures. I'm trying to focus, sorry. I've gotten all the other pictures from trying to. Oh shit. No! I'm trying to be still. Sorry. Oh my god, it's creepy. Where's the light? No, I just can't see inside. I don't understand. There's the light. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Okay, there's the... Ah! Scary. Okay, there's the light. I don't know. So basically there's a... I don't know. I can't explain it. I can't show y'all what I see with my own eyes. It's just hard to tell you what I see. Oh my gosh. I can't. No, I'm done.
The clip that you just watched received 4.2 million views to date, so I wanted to run it past my Dark Knights. Now, not only was the doll weird, and what was up with that tooth, but things at Jennifer's home started to get weird as well. Shadow figures were spotted, footsteps were heard, and Jennifer's health took a nosedive. Now, this had never happened before Jennifer bought the doll, so she planned on getting rid of it as soon as possible. So Jennifer says she regrets buying the doll because after returning home, they found another doll that they had purchased had been decapitated, lying next to her. And the entire ride home from Michigan to Kentucky, her son was very ill. Also, there was a laziness that swept over the home and family, and no one had any energy. there were shadow figures around the home and spiritual attacks. She had a single fang that would shapeshift and move, and she was told by a medium to destroy her. Watch the tooth one more time. Remember I told you that they started to see shadow figures? Well, this is a picture that Jennifer's son took of a tall shadow figure coming out of a bedroom door. So one day, she checked the inside of a closet to see if anything had moved or if there were traces of anything strange. But instead, she remembered that long ago she had hidden a Ouija board in the cupboard for safekeeping. So, was the shadow figure appearing out of a bedroom because of the Ouija board or because of the doll? I guess we'll never know, because a short while after seeing the shadow figures, Jennifer sold the haunted doll. I guess the moral of the story is, if you see a creepy doll while you're out shopping, just leave it the hell alone. You can check out all our other videos and more descriptions on the doll, especially that tooth, by jumping over to our account. But do me a favor, when you get there, don't forget to tell her the Dark Knight sent you. Thank you. The Uninvited Guest. For our next case, we're visiting another young couple, Alberto and his wife Steph, who are quite well known in their country. Their account features everyday vlogs about their work and life. Alberto and Steph are quite popular in their hometown for being young, good-looking and successful role models. Steph is a model and runs a fashion label in Spain, and Alberto is a lawyer and businessman. But don't let it be said that Alberto used his family's wealth, because ever since leaving university, he's made it on his own merit through hard work, sheer determination and setting goals. And with his beautiful, successful wife Steph by his side, there isn't much they can't achieve. Normally, on Alberto's account, you'll find content about his day-to-day life, fashion, food, relationships, money, his dogs, and his job. But his passion lies in cars, and this is another reason he's known for. They live in a beautiful home with a massive garden and a swimming pool. But it wasn't always like this. Before moving into their larger home, they lived in this modest 2-bedroom apartment, and what's more, back then, their home was haunted. So the couple arrived back home from their holiday, and they saw these handprints on their bed. They hired a girl who had the keys to their apartment, and she'd clean their home twice a week. So when they came home and saw the creepy hands, they thought it was a joke by the cleaner. But according to the couple's YouTube video, when they looked at the handprints, the size of the hands were 2 to 3 times bigger than a man's, let alone a woman's.
Desde la computadora se apaga.
No seas mamón. Vete a la verga. No mames. No mames, no mames. Ay, verga. Acabamos de grabar la puerta, la acabo de cerrar. Creemos que se va a volver a abrir porque se escuchan ruidos. Literal se acaba de escuchar un ruido. No. No mames.
Ay, no seas mamón.
Amor, no mames. No mames.
Te estoy temblando.
So after a few weeks of paranormal activity, Alberto started getting used to it. But his wife Steph was absolutely terrified of it. And whatever was now dwelling in their home, it must have known this. Alberto started communicating with the spirits. He started calling out to it, asking if anyone's there, then to make a noise, or to bang on the wall, or like the clip you just saw, to open a door.
Amor, se acaba de abrir la puerta. Estoy seguro que se giró.
¿Neta?
Sí. No mames.
No seas mamón.
No mames, amor. Amor, amor, no mames. No mames, no mames. No seas mamón. Amor, ¿qué pedo? Está volviendo a pasar. Amor, no mames.
All of this communication with the entity and recording it and uploading videos to social media gave Alberto's account a much needed boost. But it was a double-edged blade because the entity got a boost too, and so did the activity. So Alberto and Steph woke up one morning and they walked into the living room and was faced with this. And, unbelievably, Alberto says during the night, they heard nothing.
Son las 8 de la mañana y miren cómo estoy encontrando el depa. ¿Qué pedo? Mira, es una foto de nosotros. Tengo que salir y la neta me da miedo dejar a Steph sola. Se movió ese sillón. Eso debe estar pegado ahí. Esa silla, qué pedo. Ese cuadro. No mames, esto está muy cabrón. Para los que me han preguntado del árbol, ya lo voy a quitar. Más que no he tenido tiempo. Está muy, muy cabrón este pedo. Amor, ¿alcanzaste a escuchar?
Sí, hoy. Se está escuchando en la cocina. Ay,
¿Qué está la verga? No mames. No mames, esa madrecita se movió.
no mames. ¿Qué pedo? Ya.
Está cabrón. ¿Hay alguien aquí? Amigos, estábamos en la sala. Steph está aquí. Y pues bueno, esa cabrita se prendió sola. Así es que nos habían recomendado que pues cuando pasara algo les preguntáramos qué querían, ¿no? Entonces por eso Usted tiene miedo, pero pues hay alguien aquí que se manifieste. Vuelve a prender la cabra. Que se manifieste. Si hay alguien aquí, queremos que se manifieste.
¡Ay, no mames!
Que se manifieste. Si hay alguien aquí, queremos que se manifieste.
¡Ay, no mames!
Vete a la verga, amor. ¿Y ahora qué pedo?
No sé, ya vámonos.
Estamos por salir, pero vean cómo está esta vela. No sé si tenga algo que ver.
So things pretty much continued like this over the following weeks. Alberto started buying more equipment like cameras, CCTV equipment, EVP recorders and microphones. But Steph wasn't really into it, not as much as Alberto. Then, one night, Alberto woke up freezing and noticed that the blanket had been pulled off him. And furthermore, Steph was not lying next to him. Instead, she was standing facing the door, not moving or saying anything at all. And so, Alberto started recording.
Amor. Steph. Amor, ¿qué haces ahí? Ven. Amor. La neta, por esto estamos pasando las cosas están empeorando. Amor. ¿Qué pedo? ¿Están viendo aquí en la cámara? Amor. Amor, voy a ir por un rosario. Amor, mejor le voy a hablar a tus papás. Steph.
Then, Steph started waking up with cuts and bruises, and one day, as she was getting ready to go out, someone or something pushed her down the stairs. She put on a brave face, smiled and carried on, but this really bothered Alberto. The activity was now getting dangerous. Steph was now being harmed, and one day they saw something that made them pack up and leave their home. Watch. So Alberto heard some bangs coming from a room they used to store stuff in. Now, it happens quite quickly, so I'll slow it down for you. As Alberto opens the door, he's faced with something dark that looks like a figure. But a split second later, the figure goes limp and falls flat to the ground. Alberto was not expecting that, and it terrified him. So much so that they left the house that very night, and some weeks after, they moved into their new home. And so far, no activity has followed them. I didn't have time to show you all of Alberto and Steph's paranormal videos. So, if you want, you can jump on over to their account and watch it at your own leisure. The name is on screen. But don't forget to tell him the Dark Knight sent you. Thank you. Marshall's Ghost. For our next case, we're joining a man called Marshall Wood, who has been sharing videos about the paranormal activity in his home. Marshall's account usually features content on sports, music, family and food, and his job, which is selling houses. Now, being a real estate agent, Marshall knows about the houses and surrounding lands, and what's a good deal, right? So, it came as a bit of a surprise that Marshall decided to move into a home next door to a cemetery. Turns out he had a good reason. You see, the house is beautiful and large enough for the whole family and in a nice neighborhood. But 8 months ago, he uploaded his first paranormal video to social media. And it wasn't going to be long before more videos followed. You see, it turns out that living next door to a cemetery really wasn't the best move. Watch.
Just got back inside the house. I was putting my daughter on the bus. And I came in, nobody else is here, and I'm hearing something on our basement stair. There, right there. I'm gonna check it out. It stopped. Hello?
In the past few years of living in the house, Marshall and his family have experienced some weird happenings, but it never lasted long, and it was nowhere near anything like this. We've seen this example of paranormal activity many times before in many hauntings on this channel. Remember, when dealing with ghosts, you're basically dealing with dead people. Same likes and dislikes, some good, some evil, and they are the ones that are twisted or get a kick out of scaring people and families. I've said it before and I'll say it again. People are shitty in life, so when you're dead and you become a ghost, what makes you think they'll be any better?
It's like it knows you left this comment and it won't stop, so there I go. Of course it stops as soon as I'm here. Hello? Hello? Fuck. First off, I want to say thank you to everybody who has given suggestions on what to do with the house. We have actually lived here since 2017. We have always had some sort of activity going on, mainly in my bedroom. Not the kind of action I want to have, but when we were sitting in the living room, our bedroom's directly above it. You can always see, it sounds like somebody's getting on and off the bed and stuff's going on, I don't know. But nothing aggressive. Some of you have asked, does it happen when other people are here? Not what we're seeing now. That's only happening in the morning, right after I get my daughter on the bus. My wife's at work, the other kids are at school. Yes, I'm a real estate agent. I understand you guys are telling me to sell, but we're staying here. And so there's that. We do live between a church and a cemetery right out there. And a lot of people say, why would you buy a house next to a cemetery? Well, because the neighbors are quiet. So a lot of this stuff doesn't really bother us. We just kind of let it pass and we'll see what happens. But yeah, we've never had anything too aggressive. So this is new. Also, I have used the Ghost Tube app, and we do get a lot of activity on that. There is videos. Good luck finding them. I post a lot of videos. There's one where my best friend Steve was over, And while we were using it, it told us to stop recording. We weren't recording. Somebody else was. The look on Steve's face was priceless. Like he about shit himself.
Hi, we're going to try this again. Knock once if you're friendly. Knock twice if you're not. Oh, there. Okay. All right. Friendly. Are you from here? Okay. This is the weird part. What do you want? See any? This is what's going on. It's weird. I don't understand it. And then it just stops. Nothing here. So I guess it is what it is.
Then, Marshall's daughter said she saw something while getting ready for school. As she sat down at the table to eat her breakfast, she told her mum Brandy that she saw something. Apparently, when she was getting dressed and was on her way downstairs, she said that something black and fast ran past her, up the stairs, and went into her bedroom.
My daughter said some wild shit this morning. She said it to my wife, and my wife had her come up and say it to me, but I'll give you the gist of what she said. When she was downstairs getting ready for school, she said, as she was coming up, she said she saw a black thing run up the stairs and go in her room. My wife, Brandy, was talking to her about it, then Emmy came in and talked to me and told me the same thing. When her and my wife went out to the bus, she said to my wife, she said, I can go in my room again now, Mom. And Brandy says, why is that? She goes, because I just saw it run into the lady's house, which is our next door neighbor. So when she gets home from school, I'm going to ask her again to explain what she's seen without trying to lead her on questions, so she can just kind of explain it herself. We'll see if we debunk her, if she made it up in her imagination, or if she actually really saw these things.
Emmy,
What?
can you explain to me, do you remember what happened this morning?
What?
What you told me you saw in the hallway?
What?
You don't remember?
That black thing that has red eyes?
Yeah. What happened? Can you tell me the story again?
He went in the hallway and then went upstairs and went to my room, and then he zoomed to the blue house. Bye. I have to be very bad. Can you come with me?
Okay.
Now, they don't have any cats or dogs, and even if they did, whatever his daughter saw, she didn't recognize it. It is a well-known fact that kids can see ghosts and spirits a lot clearer than adults. It's because when you're young, your emotions are pure and your thoughts are innocent. But as you grow up, the body, soul and mind are soiled by the trials of life, and slowly, over time, you just stop sensing and seeing. Apart from a small percentage of very special people we call psychics and mediums. So what did Marshall's daughter really see? Remember, ghosts have many different forms. They can travel from place to place as an orb, or a shadow figure using speed. They can travel invisible and you might only hear them, or they can project themselves as your worst nightmare. Basically, they come in many shapes and sizes.
Hey, Emmy, do you think that you can draw that black thing you saw today?
If you give me paper and you give me black marker and a red marker.
Okay.
Get it.
All right. Hopefully, the colored pencils are okay. This is what you saw this morning? here's what she drew. It's got little legs, and little arms.
And this is static.exe.
Oh boy.
So whatever Marshall's daughter saw, it was fast, dark, and it had red eyes. This reminded me of something I heard from a famous medium called Amy Allen. She always says that spirits can present themselves in any shape or form, and tend to appear in a form that you're scared of, like using your fears against you. So is this what happened to Marshall's daughter? And will it show itself again? Only time will tell. I've recently been in touch with Marshall, and as soon as he uploads anything else, I will let you know. But in the meantime, you can check out all his other videos and his paranormal experiments that I didn't have time to show you over on his account. The name is on screen. And as usual, don't forget, when you get there, to tell him the Dark Knight sent you. Thank you. If you've seen something scary, creepy, or amazing, and you've captured something paranormal on camera, or maybe you're unlucky enough to live in a haunted house and you think you're all alone, well, you're not. Project Dark Knight is here for you. So send in your videos, clips, links, and messages to Project Dark Knight. The email is on screen. Thank you. The Soul Catcher. For our last case, we're visiting a Canadian man who, as a child, lived in a haunted house. He was exposed to the paranormal from a very early age, and so his eyes were open to the possibilities out there. His interest led him down the paranormal road, and it turned into a passion and obsession. He started to collect haunted objects and unholy relics, and now, over time, he's got a collection. He's always trying to capture paranormal activity on camera and prove to his peers that life does indeed go on after we die. Then, with the help of social media, he started to catalogue his experiments on a YouTube channel that he called The Soul Catcher. And these are his videos. In the first short video, the man's sleeping and we see a creepy looking clown doll seated not far away from him. This is Clyde. He's a vintage 1983 Dynasty doll by the Emmett Kelly collection. Apparently, Clyde the doll moves during the night. His arms and legs constantly change positions, either when the owner is out of the room or he'll spot movement out of the corner of his eye. But he's never managed to capture 100% concrete proof of Clyde moving. So he decided to set up his cameras and fall asleep near to it to see if he could capture movement. Watch. So all night long, nothing happened until 3 o'clock in the morning. We know the time because the clock chimes 3 in the background, and it's also confirmed by the owner in the description section. So as soon as the clock strikes 3 o'clock, the doll's left arm raises a bit for 2 to 3 seconds, and then the arm lowers again. If this footage is real, then some would say that the doll moving after the clock strikes 3 is relevant, due to 3 a.m. being the devil's hour, and that's the time of the night when paranormal activity is the strongest. So after viewing the content of his camera, the owner said that the video creeped him out, to the point of locking the clown doll away. But a few weeks later, he decided that he wanted to try again, to get definitive proof that the doll actually moved by itself.
Hey guys, I'm here again to do another experiment with the clown. Like in the first video, it moved this left arm at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I thought I'd wake up this morning and do another video. It is now 3:08 in the morning exactly, and I'm just gonna let the camera run for 5 minutes. We'll probably be doing 2 or 3 sessions of these videos for a very short time, 5 minutes to be exact, and see if it does anything. Again, this is experiment 3. Trying to prove myself that this clown does not move by itself. As you can see, it's made of cloth and the head is made of plastic. There's no way that this toy clown actually moves. But anyhow, I'm doing this for me, and well, prove me wrong. Anyhow, going upstairs, be back in 5 minutes.
After viewing the video, the owner said that he noticed the clown actually lifts his head and stares into the camera for a while, and then lowers his head again to the starting position. And he wasn't the only one who saw it. People in the description section also agreed and said it couldn't have moved because of gravity, because if it was gravity alone doing the work, then the clown's head would have raised up and stayed like that, or fallen backwards. But instead, the head lifts up, looks into the camera, and then lowers back to where it began, very slowly. Well, so what do you think so far? Now, watch the doll's legs. In this video, we see the clown's leg move, bit by bit, slowly but surely. And this time, it couldn't be gravity that made the doll move. So being interested in the paranormal has taken the homeowner down some dark paths, and in his never-ending quest to prove that the paranormal is real, he's made a few mistakes and errors along the way. But he said it was all for the greater good. So the man has openly admitted to praying to the devil, and he's physically written out a contract to sell his soul. Also, he's played ritualistic games like Charlie Charlie, used the Ouija board, and called out to Bloody Mary. Now, I know what you're thinking. The last one might seem a bit silly and not dangerous. I mean, the Bloody Mary ritual has been featured in many films and series, but the dangers are still there. It's all about intent. You see, if you're openly calling out to a spirit or a demon, there's always a chance that they'll hear you. As for Charlie, people have had good as well as bad experiences online. And as for the Ouija board, well, we all know what the dangers are there. But by far, the most dangerous and irresponsible thing he could have done, if it was real, was writing out a contract to sell his soul. Because if he actually did it, then he wrote it into existence and signed it. So these rituals, games and prayers were done to kickstart paranormal activity in his home so the homeowner could record it for proof. And I think it worked. Watch.
As a haunted collector, it is very important that I do this video and introduce you to my new storage facility. Before I continue introducing you to more of my haunted items, alright, welcome to the vault. Alright, so as you can see, I have all of my haunted items in here, where they're nicely stored away, where they cannot do any harm to anybody. And right next to my items, I have religious items, and also on them I also have religious items to keep these things in here. I might have to find another vault for the items, a bigger room perhaps where they could be displayed properly so that there is no issues in the near future. So that's my only concern right now. So I need to keep an eye on these items for a couple of days and see if there's any changes with the items. What the fuck just happened? With the items. What the fuck just happened? With the items. What the fuck just happened? Alright, I think something moved, and I think it might have been the Ouija board. Now I need to check on the video and see exactly what happened. Now I'm wondering why my alarms didn't go off. Now because of this concern, I have to be very careful because of my health issues. This could have a very negative impact on my health later on if I'm not careful. Alright, so because of this situation, it's going to be a very short video on my vault. Unfortunately, I was not expecting this. Alright, so let me step out of here. Alright, so before I leave, I'm going to seal the door. Make sure that these things don't get out. And give me a second and I'll finish off the video. What the fuck? Alright, so whatever it is, it's knocking on something inside the vault. Now one thing about these items, they like to fuck around with your head.
So I had to cut a lot of the video for time, but basically the man showing us his cupboard, which he's changed and turned into his vault to keep all of his haunted items and unholy objects. As soon as he opens the doors, you see Clyde the doll and another so-called haunted doll. Also, there's a painting of a knight that was given to him by his friend. The wood was taken from a haunted house that had a lot of activity. You can also see a Ouija board and other various objects that he shows and talks about on his channel. Suddenly, as he's talking, the Ouija board that has a bottle of holy water on top of it suddenly moves. You hear it and see it move. This really shocks the man, and I think it's the first time he's seen this close up. But more activity is about to happen. Maybe calling out to all those spirits and demons, wasn't the best idea. Still in shock, the man starts wrapping up the video and walks out of the vault and closes the doors. He places a crucifix over the handles for protection. Just then, as he turns around, suddenly 2 taps can be heard on the cupboard door behind him.
And give me a second and I'll finish off the video. What the fuck?
The man was just as surprised as I was when I first watched this, and he decides to ignore the sounds. But it doesn't end there. The following day, after recording the vault video, the homeowner and his elderly father started experiencing more paranormal activity, such as doors opening and closing by themselves, creepy shadow figures moving about the house. Whispers were heard all around them, and footsteps were heard coming from the 2nd floor. But by far the most disturbing incident of all, according to the man, was when he heard someone laughing very loudly coming from the basement. And that is where the vault is located. The video you're about to watch was recorded immediately after hearing a loud bang. Watch.
Hello? Dad, is that you? What's that sound? Hello? Dad, is that you? Hello? What the hell? What? Oh, come on. Anyone here? Okay, that was weird. What the hell? Why are you hiding? The shadow I saw this morning, was that you? Come out. Give me a sign. I know you're in here. Why are you hiding? I could feel you. You're very strong. Very, very negative as well. This energy, I've felt this energy before. Yesterday I did a video on the vault. This is where I felt this energy. That was you, wasn't it? That moved the Ouija board. Now, are you the Ouija board? Or are you the clown? Give me a sign. Or better yet, Show yourself. What the hell was that noise? Alright, you know what? I'm not going to stand here and play games. Either talk to me or leave and go back to the vault. Whoa. Oh. You're angry. You're really angry. I don't like this. Now I'm really concerned. Alright, I got no choice but to send you back to the vault. Whoa. What the? Whoa. Oh shit, it's gone. Oh, thank God. Now I don't know if it went back upstairs. Oh man. Okay. I don't feel anything. Alright. I think it's gone. Alright, so a couple of seconds ago, I heard whispers, and it sounded like a child. Now, I'm not sure where it was coming from. I don't know if it was coming from the kitchen, upstairs, or downstairs from the basement. Now, I don't feel a presence, but then again, these things are pretty good at hiding. Alright, so I don't feel that there's anything in here or upstairs or the basement. Alright, so whatever it was, it's gone. Whoa. Oh, no way. Alright, so it seems like something was trying to get out. Yeah, something was definitely trying to get out. Alright, so nothing here. I don't sense anything.
So things continued to get worse day by day, and on his last paranormal update, he announced that he had woken up one morning with a big bruise on his arm, and the bruise was in the shape of a hand, and after comparing different doll sizes and objects, he estimated that the offender was Clyde the doll. You can watch the Soulcatcher's videos in all its entirety on his YouTube channel. The name is on screen. It's been a long time since the Soulcatcher has uploaded. 6 years to be exact, so it would be nice to hear from him again and to find out what, if any, paranormal experiences he's had. So, when you get over to his channel, drop him a comment or two and tell him we're all waiting for his next upload. But don't forget to tell him the Dark Knight sent you. Thank you. If you've made it to the end, then I salute you. You've proved that you're a true fan of horror. So remember, if you're interested in ghosts, poltergeists and demons, haunted houses, randonautica and urban exploring, cursed objects, serial killers and strange dark mysteries, then Project Dark Knight Horror is the channel for you. I absolutely love all things horror and I'm so passionate about my channel. So, if you like what you see and you think I deserve it, then can you show your love and support by subscribing to the channel? I'm a true believer in good karma. The kindness that you put out into the world, you always get back tenfold. Because what goes around always comes back around later. So, by subscribing to Project Dark Knight and clicking the like button, you'll be doing a good deed for me, the Dark Knight, and you'll be due a big fat lump of good karma. Also, if you didn't know, I've made a private group on Facebook which is exclusive and hidden from the world, meaning you can't search it or find it. The only way to get in is by clicking the link in the description section and I'll open the door for you. So, if you're a fan of horror and you love ghosts, poltergeists and demons and all things dark and twisted, and you want to be part of the horror community as well as getting to know your Dark Knight, then click the link in the description section. Next, if you didn't know, I've made some merch. I've combined my love for all things dark and twisted with my passion for all things urban. And what you're looking at is the result. Remember, these have been designed and made by yours truly, the Dark Knight, and they are exclusive to the channel. So, if you want to look cool, dark and stylish, then look no further. Grab a piece of Project Dark Knight history before it's all gone. Lastly, I want to say a massive thank you to my lovely Patreons who go that little bit further to support Project Dark Knight. Getting the views on YouTube isn't always a guarantee, and with so much competition, it's getting harder and harder to get by. But with the support from my loyal Patreons, it's a lot easier and it means I can continue to make Project Dark Knight my full-time job. Some of the names on this list have been with me since the very beginning. Those names are Dawson Lip, Total Chief 9, Andrew M. Gross, Laura Rhodey, George Lopez, Countess Monette, Greasy Cox, Donna Sayers, D. Michael Smith, Catherine Murphy, Trumpet, Anna, KJ Majid, Honey Badger, Charlie X24, Judah, Christy Santi Steven, Seth J, Chris, Randy Crates, Anthony Sornoff Unwin, Jacob Wilk, Cynthia Glover, Popskits, Eddie E, Matt and Katie Murray, Michael Conlon, Julie Six, Are You Voodoo, Kevin Snipes, and Archie Kiriakou. Thank you so much for your kind and generous support, and as a thank you, I will continue to share my content with you earlier than anywhere else. So, from the bottom of my heart to all my lovely loyal Patreons, and also you at home, my dear subscribers, because it's thanks to amazing people like you who keeps the engines running at Project Dark Knight. And always remember, you've been watching Project Dark Knight Horror, and I am the Dark Knight. Signing off. Peace!
Don't ever laugh as the hearse goes by, for you may be the next to die. They wrap you up in a big white sheet, from your head down to